Liz, thanks for waving at me. Hello, Stefano. Your name matches mine. Let's see, who do we have on here? Hi, Gwen. Hi, Alexandra. I think I said it wrong, but hi. Hello, Jen. Let's see. Hi, Francisca and Barbara and so many people. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from Florida. I have a sweatshirt on in my home because anytime you walk into a building in Florida, it's like negative degrees, but when you walk outside, you start sweating. So you have a tank top underneath, sweatshirt on top when you go in and out. It's just how it works. All right. So we're gonna have a great conversation today. Happy August. Oh, good. Is it the 6th today? That's crazy. You guys, time is flying way too fast, way too fast. So my husband and I, we got to be a part of Prove It. We started Prove It over 11. We didn't start, we joined Prove It over 11 years ago. And it's changed our life. We love it. There's a lot more I was going to share, but I actually saw our CEO just hopped on, and I know he is going from, I think, appointment to appointment. So I'm actually going to cut mine short. I'll tell you more about me later. I'm going to have our CEO hop on and say hi.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. How are you?
So I don't know. I'm in this medical facility. My kids, by the way, hello everyone. For those of you that I have not been able to say hi to. Um, I'm Brian Underwood. Great to be online. I know most of you on here, but um my two kids have their back to school doctor appointment, and I forgot it was at 1 o'clock today. So they're upstairs with their mom. I'm sitting here, and I don't know if it's a I don't know if I should be talking in here because I can't really articulate or talk loud, but I wanted to jump on and just say a quick hello to everyone. Um, I think this is an incredible time of the year, and I know Stephanie has, uh, a lot of insight to share with you all. And I think, I was trying to think of really kind of where we're at and like going back to school, the fall season here in the United States is always for me my favorite time of the year. Especially where we live, the trees change colors and the weather like cools off. And but I think people get back into their daily routine. I think people are resetting themselves to really focus in on what they want to achieve, and they kind of get a different framework of the year. I know that um our lives completely shift at this time of the year because we have different schedules now, right? And so we're looking how we can become the most efficient and effective people that we can be. And one of the I think most incredible things about our business platform that we don't talk enough about is our ability to be able to work remotely, to be able to set our own schedules, and really to. I'm going to try to go back in here, guys, because it's windy, and really to what I say leverage one of the number one keys to creating wealth. And here's why I'm saying that is I've been watching a lot lately because we're in this age today where there's more opportunities than ever. There's more noise, with social media, with influencer marketing, with social, or if you want to say live selling, with new platforms popping up. I hear this buzz around high ticket sales, and there's more opportunities for entrepreneurs than ever before. Then you have DoorDash and you have Ubering and ways to create secondary income for your families. There's never been more avenues or choices, and I think sometimes choices can be great, but also choices can limit us from having a core focus. It can distract us, it can have us comparing. And one of the things that I've always loved about our platform is, if you're with the right company that focuses on building the person and really helping educate, it's a platform that gives you the number one wealth structure in the world. And so as I look at most of the other avenues of creating wealth, this is just what's been in my brain lately, Stephanie. The one component that they don't have is what we call leverage. And I've been following this guy. He's a pretty neat guy. He's close to a billionaire, and he's a good boy. And he said, I learned my way of making a lot of money from Cutco. And that is, a guy hired me to sell knives. And I said, wait a minute, I can go sell knives and make this much money? He said, yes, you can. And by the way, he talks just like I'm talking with you all. And he said, but then I learned that I could just go get a couple of my friends to sell knives too. They would want the same opportunity, but he's like, wait a minute. And I would get an override off of them selling knives. And he's like, so he said, it's not just about making 100% of your own efforts. And most every choice that I see that people have out there around the world, that is really scaling, and a lot of people are talking about, there's not what I would call a lot of leverage in it. There's not the ability to provide opportunities for other people to where you can get an override off of that. And so, it is the philosophy of not just which comes from like Think and Grow Rich, right? It comes from the success principles, which it is a science, and that is I would rather make 1% off the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts, because then you're buying your time back. But it takes an extreme amount of focus on building yourself. It takes an extreme amount of leadership, and you can't teach someone to do something that you've never done. And so the greatest thing about what we've done over the last decade, and we're kind of coming into a new era and a new season, is we have the best of both worlds, the ability for someone to make 100% of their own efforts and generate income off really a revolutionary technology that we have that we have put out in the world. We've commercialized it, and it's a technology who I believe time has come now. When we first started the company, it was at the bleeding edge. And in order to kind of go to the next phase, which I always call it's crossing the chasm, it's going to take a tremendous amount of energy, speed to create velocity, and the right people. And so we're right now, I think, at a prime position to offer that opportunity. But I don't think that we talk about the opportunity enough. So what I'm really excited about going into the fall is we have more opportunity going into the fall than ever before, because this is the height season. People are wanting to create momentum to go into the new year. And we're going to blink twice and we're going to be in a brand new year. And your momentum starts now. And, for our industry, this is the biggest months of the year for the industry. And so we want to help you guys like really prime the pump, but really become catalyst. And we have a lot of different people on the call. Some of you are just getting started. Some of you have been with us like, for a decade, like Stephanie. And if you've been with anything for a decade, I want you to think, your challenge is different than someone just getting started. Your challenge is to reset your mindset to have that Friday night feeling like you did when you had something new. Like everyone loves something new and exciting, and create that new hope. And your biggest challenge is creating new hope for yourself, new challenges, new opportunities, new goals, staying in that creative mindset, and realize the way you did it 10 years ago might have to adjust today, because now we're in the day of AI. There's all these new platforms. People's perspectives are different because of what we've been through over the last 6 years, and going through COVID, and and then if you're just getting started, you're full of zeal and vigor, and you have a lot of opportunity to capitalize off of this kind of new era that we're starting, and to be a catalyst. And so one of the really cool things is we're going to be announcing a promo to really kind of give you some fuel on your fire to go into this month. But this month is a catalyst month, so you can drive through the fall, because really you want to see, I always say, income 100 days. If you have 90 days of complacency, in that fourth month, your income is going to be lower than it was 90 days. If you put a ton of work in for the next 90 days, you're going to see an exponential growth in that fourth month. You're not going to see it until that fourth month. So right now it's about stacking the days, and realizing that you're going into the new year, and you should want to be a catalyst to your own income, to your own business, to get a 20 to 30% increase in your own business and your business production and the money you're bringing home. And so that's one of the reasons we're relaunching the Catalyst promotion. But the unique thing about this time is everything's going to be tracked, so you have visibility of where you're at. So if you're new, you have coaches that can help coach you to where you're at, to make sure that you're hitting that. And those are just KPIs, key performance indicators, because it's driving the behavior. Actions or what's the most important. Like, so be your best boss and worst boss when it comes to your actions. Like really focus in on having daily conversations that can create me income, and then let go of the results. But the promo is driving the right behavior, and that's why you want to hit it. So you have to reverse engineer. Okay, well, if I'm not hitting my goal of a couple customers and a couple promoters, well, then how much more activity do I have to have it? And then focus on your activity to hit it. And so we're just super excited about this time of the year. We're doing a lot of, I don't even want to say planning. We're doing a lot of preparing to recreate new energy going into the new year, because you always have to have new energy no matter what you're doing. And so I think this is going to be a great start. And just the word catalyst alone is something that I think everyone should like pay uh, attention to, is like, are you a catalyst in your own life? Because if you're a catalyst in your own life, it's going to inspire those of other people. And hopefully we can motivate you for a little bit. And sometimes it takes a little motivation to get off the bench or to get off of the couch. But remember, this motivation is temporary, and you have to find temporary motivation to have long-term sustainability. And long-term sustainability is inspiration. And you have to become inspired yourself to change your life and understand what those success principles are. And if you're doing something where it's just 100% of your own efforts, you can't sustain that. So there's going to be a lot more motivation that's going to need to be infused. But to be truly inspired, it's about the longevity of something, and you have to have a business model to support it, but you also have to have a vision for yourself. And so, like, as I'm looking at Stephanie on the phone here, at some point, because of our platform and our events and how we poured our hearts into our belief, seeing what isn't as if it were, it inspired her and her family. But the inspiration was something that could last forever. But they were inspired because, not because of a check they could make, because of what the future they saw of how their family could live. And they couldn't live that way just off their own efforts. And they were lucky enough to plug into a business model that gave them leverage on their time and energy, but also rewarded them for being consistently showing up and leading themselves, and then being able to pour into other people. And so that's my, I think, greatest tribute to this model. And I think that you can search the world far and wide. There's a million opportunities. I'm not saying we're the best, but I always say this: if it's not us, who's it going to be? When are you going to get started? But I do believe when you really look at our technology, what we have to offer, I don't think that there's anything better. I think the variable is the people and the leadership that's driving. So become that leader that's driving it. Don't look around for others. Be it yourself. And so, with that being said, Stephanie, I'm going to go up to the appointment, and I just
All
wanted to say a
right.
quick hello and happy fall to everyone.
Thank you, Brian. That was incredible. And man, I wrote down so many things because I know you guys have heard this saying before, but Brian touched on this and he said, I just wrote down, well, if you want to go fast, I'm sure you've heard it. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you go with others, right? That's the power of building a team. That's the power of what we get to do here is we get to go do it together. I love that. I love that Brian brought up fall, new season. I know the kids here in Florida start school on Monday. My kids are not starting until September. I'm a homeschool mom. We have a lot going on. Our kids are away at camp. They've been away for a week. They come home tomorrow. So this week, this entire week, Steve and I have been talking about goals. And like Brian said, like when you start and you have the right intention, you go, we started this business over 10 years ago. And he's right. We have to find different ways with things that are online, really honing in on our focus of like, what am I going after? What are the new goals for our family? Where is our focus? How am I going to attract people? And exactly what Brian said. Brian said, there is so much knowledge in we can have whatever we want at our fingerprints, our not even our hands. We can have whatever we want at a snap of a button. And I think because of that, it makes people go, I don't know. I'm comparing. I'm not sure what I want. I'm not focused. I'm watching everybody else. And then I'm not taking action. And the way that you're going to build this business is by going, all right, I need to revisit my goals. What are they for the rest of the year? Am I on track? Am I not? And if I'm not on track, what are the actions I need to take to get to where I want to go? That's what my husband and I have been doing this week. It's been super insightful. The kids have been away. We're getting refocused. We're going into a new season here in the United States, fall. School is starting back up, and it's going to create a new rhythm, whether you like it or not, right? So you might as well create the rhythm that you want. and not have the world create your rhythm or your routines. I always tell people, own your morning, own your day. If you do not own your morning, and if you do not own what you're putting into your mind and the beliefs that you're believing and the people that you're around and the things that you're reading and the things that you're eating, listen, your body is your business, right? Like, do not let the world tell you who you're going to become. You've got to tell them. You've got to decide. You've got to make the decision. And sometimes you almost have to shut off some of the voices that are all over social media and go, all right, got a couple people I listen to. I've got my own stuff I'm working on, and I'm actually going to take the action that I'm learning. Don't be the person that saves everything. Don't be the person that writes all the notes down, and I'll come back to this later. If you find something you need to take action on, do it today. If you have an idea, do it today. If you have a person you need to reach out to, you do it today, not tomorrow, not next week, because it's not going to get you to where you want to go if you wait for a week. So, with all of those things, with your own personal health and your business. And so, we're going to have a conversation. Brian briefly said, hey, we've got a promo coming up. We've got some fun things for this weekend. We have our president, Nick Martinez, on. So, he's going to come on and share with us all of the details so that you can take action on building your business.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How's everybody doing? Good to see all your faces. If I haven't met you yet, my name's Nick. Been part of this community now for 10, almost 11 years. My Proveversary, the day that I enrolled in Prove It was August 31st, 2015. So it's coming up. That day will be here before we know it. In fact, I was reflecting yesterday morning and I realized we've already lived more than half of 2026. And just when Brian said, take 2 breaths or blink twice and it will be the end of the year, he's not joking. So it's interesting because if you're not focused and intentional, it'll get to the end of the year and you'll look back and say, what did I do? What did I actually do? Or what did I accomplish? It's easy if you open your phone and you go on Instagram or go on Facebook and you scroll for a minute, you get 20 minutes later, you're like, what did I just do? Nothing, right? Life goes by the same way. So what we want to do inside of Prove It is just be very intentional with our time and with our actions. And if you're on this Zoom, you're being intentional. So first off, kudos to you for showing up. So step number one, Stephanie already mentioned it, is what do you want at the end of the year? You know, in the next 6 months, the next 5, 6 months, where do you want to be when you're looking back January 31st? And if you don't know that, like if you don't have an idea of where that is, like you need to spend some time with that. I'd also ask, where do you want to be in 3 years? Right? That's your vision. I look at that every single day. Right? Where do I want to be at in 3 years? 2029. Right? If you get real intentional and focused on that vision, now you can start taking the action in order to walk towards that. And then you just have to move every day. As long as you have a clear picture of where you're going, you know what life is going to be like there. The bigger question is, who do you have to become, right? Who is the version of you that's achieved that success? Chances are it's not the same person, right? If you want your business to grow, if you want your life to expand, you have to do something internally. When Stephanie said, own your morning, right? That's all about how do you set yourself up for success? How are you wiring your brain, your body in order to go create the reality in the future that you're looking for? You have to become that person. So this Zoom isn't to go through all of those things, but I really want you to kind of understand. Step number one is, how do I become a better version of Nick Martinez? Right? Step number two is, let me take some action. So what we're going to focus on this month, Brian kind of alluded to it, is this catalyst bonus. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I was on a Zoom with some international leaders yesterday, and we were just talking about this concept of the basics. When you're in a time where there's a lot of stuff going on, what do? You focus on the simplicity of our business. And I love what Brian said in the beginning is you get paid on the efforts of you, you get paid on the efforts of others, right? In this business, you get to be the real estate agent selling houses, selling ketones, and you get paid a great percentage. You also get to be the real estate broker, recruit agents, teach them how to sell houses, i.e., teach them how to, right? How to share ketones. As a result, you get paid a percentage on what they do. It's the coolest model ever. I was a real estate agent when I was in college, and I always remember thinking, man, I'd love to be the broker someday because he's got the best. I go sell houses, he gets paid, right? He just provides a little training, he's a great resource. That's why I fell in love with this business model because I get to sell houses, ketones, I get paid handsomely for it. And guess what? I get paid to inspire, lead, and teach other people to do the same thing. We all have that opportunity. That's how great this is. It's the coolest thing ever. So sometimes it takes a little bit of focus in order to create the environment to allow those other agents to show up, right? It's difficult as a brand new real estate agent to recruit others to do what you're doing. That's why we have teams. That's why we have systems. That's why we have the community that you get to lean on, right? So the next month, it's how many new conversations are you having? How many new people are you introducing to ketones on a daily basis? It's the consistent action over time. Talk to somebody today, it's not going to make you $1 million. Talk to somebody tomorrow, you're still not rich. Talk to somebody on, Sunday, and guess what? Your business may or may not have grown. So it's weird because the act of doing that seems to make no difference in your business. That's where the challenge lies, right? But the act of not doing it doesn't lead to success. So we do it, no result. We do it, no result. We do it, no result. So what do we do generally the next time? We stop because we're used to getting a reward. So we have to train ourselves that it's the action, it's the consistent action over time that leads to the long results. Think about this. If you talk to 3 people today, 3 people tomorrow, 3 people the next day, that's like 9 people. That's almost 10 people. You're moving towards your business. But then if you stop for a week and don't do anything, well, it's not moving forward. If you compound that and have 3 conversations, meaningful conversations a day, you've talked to 90 people in a month, 93 people in the month of August. Guess what? That's going to create growth. So, simple conversations. Each of you has a different way to get in front of new people. We just have to do that on a daily basis. We have to be consistent at it. We have to have that as a non-negotiable. This business doesn't require 8 hours a day. It requires moments of focus, right? Second, the step 1 was you working on you. Step 2 is having conversations. Step 3 is asking. And this piece we don't actually talk about a lot, but it's the missing link. Are you asking people to join you? Are you asking people to get started? Are you asking them to become your customer? Are you asking them to partner with you? It's one thing to introduce them to something. It's another thing to say, hey, do you want to join me? What I found recently is people don't just jump in my website and order. I have to lead them to it. I have to sometimes grab their hand, come over here. Hey, let me help you put the order in. I'm a good asker. I've looked at all of our top recruiters. You know what their number one skill set is? Asking. Hey, are you ready to get started? Hey, do you want to join me? Or, hey, you should be a partner with me. You'll love this. They just ask a lot. All right. If you have 90 conversations and you enrolled one person, guess what? You probably just didn't ask the other 89 to join you. Simple, right? Simple, 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 simple. All right. The fourth piece is the mechanics of our compensation plan, and that's where this promotion comes in. I share the first 3 because without these, you're not going to enroll a customer, you're not going to enroll a partner, right? You might, but you need to do the action. You need to work on yourself, you need to have the conversations, you need to ask. Now we can start building the business. The fundamental building blocks of our business have not changed. It's enroll people that want to drink our product, fall in love with it, become raving fans, lifetime customers. Yes, I still have customers that started back in 2015 in September. It's really cool. 10-year-old customers. A couple of them are my parents. But guess what? They drink a crazy amount of ketones and they're living their best lives in their 70s. So the mechanics, enroll new customers, help them become raving fans of our product, identify people that want to do what you're doing, enroll new partners, help them do the same thing, help them develop themselves, help them start conversations, help them invite to or ask to join us, and then help them go get 3 customers, get their product for free, help them get 2 partners. This is it. It's the simplicity. If you go and get 2 partners this month and teach them to do that, and then you go do it again the next month and teach them to do that, that's how you get this business to start growing. Okay. It can start a little bit. It's like building a snowball. I know a lot of you don't live in the Arctic North like I do, or maybe you left it like Stephanie. But when you're in the middle of the winter and you're trying to build a snowman, it's hard. It's not the easiest thing, right? You have to take a little patience. You got to pack that snow together and you got to roll it once and roll it twice and roll it a third time. And it's only this big. You keep rolling it. Next thing you know, it starts to go like this, starts to like go like this. And then next thing you know, you have like a 3-foot ball that's massive that you can't even lift. It's so large. And you look back, you're like, where did this just happen? Like it's cool when it starts to happen. Hardest part's just getting it together. Hardest part's just getting that snow to pack in the right manner. Okay. So the reason that we're launching this, and I share all that because this promotion that we're launching is simple, right? But it's profound. It's the building block. It's the fundamentals of our business. We've talked about it for the last few months. We just have not put any reward behind it. We haven't put true like focus on it. And one thing that's very apparent inside of our compensation plan is reward drives behavior, right? You say, do this and I'll give you X, then people generally do more of that because that's just how it works. That's my dog does it for treats, right? Sit, give it a treat. It knows you have a treat in your hand. It's like, what do you want me to do next? So in society, in life, in our business, our treats are cash bonuses. So here's how it's going to work. In the month of August, which don't worry, it includes the previous 6 days. So if you're already after it and you've already got people enrolled, you're ahead of the game. So that's exciting. This month, in the month of August, go enroll 3 customers. Now, all the details will be posted out. Like Brian said, this is actually going to be tracked in the back office. I'll talk about that in a minute. Go enroll 3 customers, new customers, right? That set up a subscription. We want VIP customers. We want people that are committed to Joe Drink Ketones. And enroll 2 partners that join with one of our partner packs, one of our K1 partner packs. Do that during the month of August with a minimum of 2,000 in new qualifying volume. And guess what? You get an extra $250. So neat thing. I did that last month. I got paid. It was great. It was building my business. I didn't get $250. This month, do the exact same thing. We're going to give you an extra $250. Our goal company wide is just to quadruple the number of people that are doing these activities. Why? Because that's going to help you create a foundation for your business, create more success as far as longer term growth. Because if you can do that and you have 2 new people come in, we're going to talk about them doing it again the next month. Right? So our goal is to have as many catalysts as humanly possible this month. Right? I'd love to see 50. I'd love to see 100. I'm not sure what the number is going to be. But I know that there's a lot of people that need ketones. Right? We're going to have opportunities. There's flavors in Europe coming. There's flavors in the United States coming. We have fun things of keto cream coming. We have, I mean, the number of K1 flavors that are just stacking up is really, really exciting. I was just on a Zoom yesterday with Gary. If you guys remember Gary Millett, he spoke at some of our Optimize You events. He's probably the most knowledgeable person on ketones in the world, both based upon the like molecular science as well as patents. He's personally responsible with his group for, I don't know, 200, 250 plus patents on ketones. And it's always just fun to have a conversation with him because like my level of knowledge around ketones is here. His level is like here, and his vision for just this space and understanding of the power of this ketone is insane. And afterwards, I talked a little bit with Dustin Schaefer, and we're both like, can you believe we get to build a business around this ingredient? Like, this is literally the single greatest breakthrough in supplementation in this decade, and actually in this century. Like, there is nothing that's come out that even remotely comes close to the level of impact, the level of efficacy, the level of uh, complexity as ketones. And it's actually the simplest thing you could possibly get somebody. Here, open up the shaker bottle, put water in it, maybe ice if you like it cold, put your powder in it, shake it up, drink it, and I just changed your life. Drink it for the next decade like my parents, and you can live better longer. Like, it's insane. Like, there just isn't anything else out there. There's other ingredients, there's other supplements, but nothing that is so fundamental to the human condition. And we get to build a community that we're helping, and we get to become that real estate broker, right? That I wanted to be. But I don't have to deal with the issues of selling houses, the crazy in and outs of different markets and real estate prices and mortgages. And yeah, we get to literally just change people's lives on a daily basis. So if you ever need inspiration, you need to call your sponsor and say, hey, tell me 5 stories of people's lives who ketones have changed. It's my favorite thing to do. I love talking to my customers. Why? Because I hear their stories. I ask them, tell me more about how these have impacted you. I want to hear everything. And the stories that you hear, half of them you can't reshare on social media because they're not compliant. Right? You're just like, they did what? You were on how many medications and now you're not? You did, like, the stuff is just, it's unbelievable. You go back and talk to Mr. Gary and he tells you exactly why it happens. You're like, oh, it's to be expected, right? It's to be expected. It's almost like we should say, hey, drink this and you're going to expect to have some more energy. You're going to be less hungry. You might shed a few pounds, but you never know what else is going to happen because it's likely that your life is just going to completely change. So, if you can't tell, I'm fired up and excited about where we're at. I've been on so many different Zooms, so many different calls over the last couple of weeks with different teams, different leaders. I'm inspired by the action that you guys are taking, the plans that you're making for the future. This fall is going to be incredible. Q3 and Q4 in 2026 are going to be the best of the year. I know we've been through some incredible challenges with Shopify and with all of the transition and with smart chips. And it was fun this morning. I was talking with Patrick, who's our support team manager, and he's like, Nick, like we're answering tickets as they come in, which is like the first time this year. So the fact that that's happening is just an indication that things are firing, things are moving in the right direction. And our focus as a company, as a team, needs to be on the future, where we're headed, what we're doing, the people that we're impacting, instead of trying to solve the problems. Now we just lean on support. They'll support you. So August is a breakthrough month in that regard. It's a foundation month for the rest of the year. It's the foundation for your momentum that Brian was talking about in 2027. How do you lay it? How do you set it? Step number one, step number two, step number three. You will likely in the next by Monday you will see a widget in the back office. So this is the a really cool part. With our new back office partners, we have the ability to actually quickly and effectively create mechanisms that allow us to promote promotions. So it's not just you see a flyer and then at the end of the month you cross your fingers and hope that you hit it. We will have a widget which is on the dashboard, and you scroll down. There's a widget for 3 for free, right? Do you have your 3 for free? You'll see the check marks that are green versus the red X's if you don't have it. Well, there's going to be a similar widget for the Catalyst bonus. It will show you do you have 3 new VIP customers? Do you have 2 new partners? Right? It will show you what's required. It will show you where you're at, and it'll just be an easy way to track it. So if you're a team of one right now, your goal is to just light that up. If you're a team of five, your goal is to light that up, to work with your team and ask them, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Who do you have? Who can we talk to? Right? If you're working with 50 or 100 partners, well, we just have to step it up and see how many people you're going to help hit the catalyst. So I'm excited for this month. Stay tuned to the Pulse. We do have some fun starting tomorrow or tonight at midnight, 12:01. We have some old nostalgic Nat flavors. And I want to talk just because we have a really good group on right now. Just for 2 minutes, I want to talk some strategy because I want you to understand the bigger picture, the vision of where we're headed. K1 is the future, right? K1 is the flagship product. It's the product that we're leading with. It's the innovation. It's where we're headed. That being said, I know we have an amazing base of Nat customers, people that just love Nat and they have no interest in changing. So I have no interest in at this point getting rid of Nat. It will stay as it is, which is great. My goal when I talk to somebody new, which guess what? I have a call in 24 minutes with a prospect to talk to them about ketones who are ready to get started. So I'm doing exactly what I'm talking to you guys about. But when I'm talking to that new person, this is what they're grabbing, right? Our conversations are 100% K1. That's for my old family. Now, in that, there's still a nostalgic drive. If you've been around a lot of our partners have been around for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 11 years. There's still a nostalgic desire for a lot of our flavors and a lot of those products. So our goal is to move through the existing inventory of Nat, which we have some flavors that we need to make space for more K1. Let's put it that way. They're not expiring. In fact, we have nothing that expires this year. Nothing that expires in 2026 anymore. It's like it's gone. It's amazing. So we're way ahead of the game right there. The purpose of this promotion over the weekend is just to move through some of these Nats to make room for more K1. And you will see strategically some throwback Nats come up throughout the next 3 or 4 months. And what I mean by that is you'll see some flavors of Nat drop, with some fun discounts and just some fun marketing. Why? Because people love their favorites. Why? Because conversations start when you have new and fresh and something's different. Why? Because people love a good sale. It's just how we are. So instead of fighting that, we like to lean into it, and we will do that from a strategic standpoint. So you're going to see, I don't know if I should mention some of the flavors, but if you're a Swiss cacao fan, let's just say that you're going to be happy. I never drank it, I never enjoyed it, but apparently, when we got rid of Swiss cacao, it's almost like I killed somebody's child. I had people messaging me like, not death threats, but like, oh my gosh, if you don't bring this back. So we actually have some of that coming back. It will come back one time and that's it. And we actually have a version in K1 that is out of this world. But so when it comes, grab it if you like it. I share that just so you know, as we do different things, there's a lot of intentionality behind it. Talk to your leaders if you're confused. They're very in tune with kind of our strategy moving forward. We're going to have seasonal flavors of K1. The one that launched here in the US, Mango Berry, is seasonal. It will sell, and when it's done, it's done. We're going to build up our Smart Chip catalog or our VIP kind of catalog of K1 flavors as well. So it'll kind of alternate between the two. We can't keep everything around forever. It just logistically doesn't make sense, but we want to strategically build up to 5 to 7 kind of mainstay everyday K1 flavors, and then consistently have 2 or 3 that move through every season. So it will create a really nice rhythm that creates fun, that creates energy, excitement, and also just variety. I tend to drink personally. I drink the newest flavor and I drink it every single day. And next thing you know, I've had it for 3 months, and then the next one comes out, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I get stuck on that one. Everybody's different. My wife drank Heart Tart for 7 years, and literally in February started to drink. I forced her almost at gunpoint to drink K1. She's like, I don't want to try it. Heart Tart's the best. I'm like, no, you just have to try it. I think you're gonna like it. You just have to. She's like, no, I'm not interested. And finally, after like 4 days of me being very persistent, with a smile, of course, she drank K1 Berry Berry. And I'll tell you, she has not drank Heart Tart since then. So February, March, April, for the last 7 months, or 6 months, she's literally drank Berry Berry every single day and never misses. So it's kind of fun to see. All right, I could ramble the rest of the day. I'm excited, as you guys can't tell. Stephanie, thanks for hosting us. Hope you guys
Yes.
got some value out of this call, and I can't wait to see a lot of you in person soon.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Brian. Y'all are funny in the chat. I mean, so many things that everybody wants, and everybody has such fun flavors. Somebody asked about new Mitoplex flavors. That's on the way. Actually, I know it's on the way. There's new Mitoplex, and there's so much more coming. Dr. Ryan is working hard on all of the things that you're asking in the chat for. So listen, we're going to end this month strong. I'm going to encourage you to do what Brian and Nick said, like revisit your why for the rest of this year. Revisit your goals. What actions do you need to take? Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check the pulse for the new catalyst. Something coming tomorrow that'll be super fun, and all the fun things coming here in the future. Thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters. Have a great day and a great weekend. Bye, everybody.